Sparks stood alone at the edge of the cliff, the last words of his master echoing in his mind. Before light, there was darkness. The winds howled around him, whispering secrets he couldn't decipher. His master had sacrificed himself to defeat a legion of angels, but why? Sparks clenched his fists, determination blazing in his eyes. He had to find out what his master meant and prepare for what was coming. His journey led him back to the heart of the Guardian's realm, where answers and danger awaited. The grand hall of the Guardians was imposing, filled with shimmering banners and stoic guards. Sparks entered, his presence commanding attention. The leader of the Guardians, Lady Yara, sat upon her throne, her eyes narrowing as Sparks approached. He recounted the battle, his master's sacrifice, and the threat of the angels. But before he could finish, Lady Yara's laughter rang out, harsh and mocking. "You've come to avenge your master with lies, Sparks," she sneered. "There are no angels threatening us. Guards, take him away." She waved a hand dismissively. The guards moved to seize Sparks, but he was no longer the hesitant warrior they once knew. With a blur of motion, he drew his sword and disarmed the nearest guard with a single fluid strike. He moved like lightning, his blade a gleaming arc as he dispatched each guard with precision and grace. In mere seconds, the hall was littered with groaning soldiers, and Sparks stood at the center, his eyes fixed on Lady Yara. Lady Yara's face twisted in fury. She leaped from her throne, summoning her ethereal blade, and charged at Sparks. Their swords clashed, sending Sparks flying through the air. Sparks deflected her blows effortlessly, his movements almost serene. Yara's attacks grew wild, desperate. With a swift maneuver, Sparks disarmed her and pinned her to the ground, his blade at her throat. "Enough!" he commanded, his voice echoing through the stunned hall. "Listen to me. There is a darkness approaching, and it's beyond anything you've ever faced." Lady Yara struggled beneath him, her pride wounded more than her body. "You think you can threaten us and take control?" she spat, defiant even in defeat. "I don't want your power," Sparks replied, his voice calm but firm. "I want to protect our realm, just as my master did. If you won't listen, then I will do it alone." With a swift motion, he knocked her unconscious. The silence that followed was thick with shock and fear. The Guardians, known for their strength and unity, had just witnessed their leader's defeat at the hands of a human. Sparks stood tall, addressing the assembly with a voice that resonated with authority. "The angels are not myths or nightmares. They are real, and they will come for us. My master sacrificed himself to give us a chance, and I will not let his death be in vain." He drew his sword, the blade glinting in the torchlight. "I swear to protect this realm with everything I have, even if I must stand alone. But I ask you, who will stand with me?" For a long moment, no one moved. Then, one by one, the younger Guardians stepped forward, their faces set with determination. "We will," they said, their voices unsteady but growing stronger. An older Guardian, his eyes filled with respect and regret, knelt before Sparks. "I was blind, but I see now. Lead us and we will follow." Sparks sheathed his sword, a sense of purpose settling over him. He turned to the crowd, his eyes fierce and unyielding. "Prepare yourselves. Train harder than you ever have. We have no time to waste." As the Guardians dispersed, their murmurs filled with urgency and resolve, Sparks glanced at Lady Yara's unconscious form. "I'm sorry," he whispered, though he knew she couldn't hear him. "But I have to do this." The first light of dawn broke through the high windows of the hall, casting long shadows. Sparks stood amidst them, ready to face whatever darkness lay ahead, a beacon of hope for a realm on the brink of war.